What's up, guys? Chris Roeder here, out here actually getting my first workout of the day in. This is not morning, this is nighttime. So I got a second one to do later, but I was thinking on my walk here, so I got my dog with me. We're going to be running here in a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about set points. A lot of people don't know what a set point is, but essentially what a set point is, it's where you are consistently at in a certain area of your life most of the time. Okay, so the best way I can explain a set point is it's basically not a location, but like almost like a mindset of where you are intentionally or unintentionally for most of your life. Okay, so let me kind of give some examples here. The best one is probably health and finances. Health and finances. So a lot of people are stuck at certain set points. For example, most people, their set point with their health is they may work out, every now and then, right? Or they may never work out, right? And that's called negative consistency as well, is when you're consistently inactive, right? So when I'm talking about set points, what I'm talking about is mostly how to increase that set point. Okay, so think of set points like goals that you want to attain, but you want to maintain as well. So let's say, a quick example, you want to run a 10-minute mile, right? But you're not there yet, right? You're not even close. Let's say you're at a 15-minute mile or something like that. So to get to that 10-minute mile, you have to work, you have to run, you have to do quite a bit of running and things like that to get to that point, right? But once you get to that 10-minute mile, it's a lot easier to maintain at that point, because now, your mind recognizes that, you're a 10-minute mile runner, right? That's called a set point. And set points can go up and down in life, but what we really want with set points is for them to go up consistently throughout our life, right? So a good example of this in my personal life is working out. So whenever I finish my first round of 75 hard, I'm on my third round now, and that's mostly due to me increasing my set point on where I want it to be health-wise. But the first time I finished it, sorry, my dog's dragging me around. But the first time I finished it, what ended up happening is during that 75 days, my set point increased, and I became a person who worked out twice a day, right? That's who I became. And therefore, my set point was increased in my own mind, right? I am a person who now works out twice a day, right? I do cardio and I do the other stuff. So, hold on. One second. Be good, Belle. Likes to sniff. So, I became that person, right? Now, when I tried to lay off of the working out, what ended up happening was I actually went into like a depressive state, right? Because I was this person now. I had changed, right? And my set point had increased. And when I wasn't doing those things for a few days, what ended up happening is it was like all of the momentum was suddenly just taken away from me, in those 3 days that I took off. So after those 3 days, I was back to working out like twice a day, because that had been who I became at that point, right? So now it's just a normal thing. My set point is now I work out minimum an hour and a half a day, right? Whether it's walking or it's just doing something, right? Now, the same thing happened with finances as well. So I used to be a guy who, lived with less than $1,000 in his bank account at all times, right? Now, on the financial side, your set points can fluctuate, and you can also self-sabotage yourself quite often, because A good example of this is one time I got paid for a job that I did. I got paid over $10,000, and the first thing that went through my head was, where can I spend this, right? It's the first thing that came into my head. And that right there, my emotional attachment to money at that point was not strong. And I still remember a mentor telling me, he's like, let it breathe. When you make a good amount of money like that, you need to let it breathe. Let it sit for a few days and allow it to become your new set point, right? And I didn't do that, the first time. I immediately went back to the set point that I was used to, right? And that set point was less than $1,000. I basically self-sabotaged myself into getting back to where I was used to. Most of us are used to not having money in our bank accounts. So we want to get back to, what we're used to most of the time. And that's a terrible thing sometimes, but that's just what it is. You take the learning experiences as they are. So I just wanted to talk about set points today. I figured you guys would like that. And a lot of the times the way that we increase our set points is just being consistent with the things that we're trying to do for, with health and finances and different things like that. You just have to be consistently active in them to increase your set point and make it your new normal. Okay. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today on the Daily Dose. So I hope you guys like it. I hope it's helpful. So go out there and increase your set points. So that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I'm more maintaining, but, get out there and crush it, guys.